The Mind, Body and Spirit Center will promote interaction and connectivity within the South Calgary community. We are REG Architecture, and our team inspires themselves and are committed to facing and solving new challenges. The team is far-reaching with a deep knowledge of industry construction standards and is aware of the most recent building technology. The REG Architecture team is made up of 3 unique team members: Ejimen Eviomen, Gurshan Sidhu, and myself, Rafiq Raje. To keep our project organized, we found the value in using a Gantt chart, since it helped us to set deadlines and accomplish tasks in a timely manner.
From the onset, the aim of this project was to propose a building that will be functional, sustainable, and timeless. In terms of functionality, we wanted a building that would provide complementary facilities, as well as serve as a hub to integrate all users on site.
A unique center like this is necessary because of the impact of current global pandemic on the mental and physical health of both adults and kids, which has created a lot of demands for activities that enhance the well-being of the mind, body and spirit.
For sustainability, we set out seeking to retain as much as possible the look and the feel of the park, thereby minimizing the adverse environmental effects this project would have.
The South Calgary location was chosen because of the proximity to the downtown core, which was one of our sustainable site goals, but also sufficiently far away to allow for a conducive environment to study, recreate, and relax. Other reasons were the ease of accessibility through the 14th Street and the appropriate land use designation of the site. So this project will be a small-scale building. It will be exhaustively address issues of design, adequate program requirements, construction systems, and material science.
Because this building shares a parcel with other publicly owned facilities, access to our proposed building is public, making it easy to provide vehicular, bicycle, pedestrian, garbage retrieval, loading, and barrier-free entrances.
This mixed-use scheme is expected to expand the existing recreational facility and library with a functional, sustainable, and timeless development while meeting the local needs of the community.
Our east-facing parcel was relatively flat with 2.4 meter high deviation across the site. The existing library on the parcel had a unique architectural feature. It was nestled into a hill, allowing users to walk right up its roof from the park.
Ultimately, the goal of this project is to connect with the community, be aesthetically pleasing, and integrate well with the existing facilities on site.
We retain the hill behind the library, we preserve most trees on site, and replace the existing surface parking with green spaces.
In order to retain the library and its unique landscape on the back, we decided to provide a set of bleachers to make use of it. On the flat end, we provided an outdoors basketball court so it can be integrated well with the park. For the recreational center, we choose to build on the north side of the site, having 4 floors and 2 levels of parquet. On the 4th floor, we provided an outdoors terrace with view to the park and the basketball court. We recessed the main floor in order to create a continuous communication from 14th Street to the park. We also provided louvers above the basketball court attached to the mass timber beams, allowing us to provide longer spans. By creating a direct hub from the 14th Street to the park, we have direct access to the main entrance of the recreational center. In the north side of the site, we have the access for the rooftop of the library, same that allows users to be on the bleachers as well. We decided to provide a retaining wall right on the edge of the basketball court in order to preserve the landscape. From the bleachers, we have the perfect slope to satisfy the general view we're looking for. We calculate the necessary isoptics to provide the spectator with full visibility of any event from any point of the stands.
Parquet 2 and 1 were typical. 2 levels of underground parking, centralized stairs, elevator shafts, and so on were provided in each. The parking stalls were laid out along the perimeter of the parquet to make the best use of space and column positions. We also provided a total of 49 regular parking stalls, 4 barrier-free stalls, as well as mechanical and electrical rooms. On the main floor, we provided 2 vestibules, exits, administrative offices, access to the parquet, washrooms, as well as vertical connections to other floors.
On the 2nd floor, we have integrated all the recreational uses in order to effectively divide all the uses designated from the main floor, starting with the fitness room, a set of lockers, and an 8-meter height climbing wall. Continuing on the 3rd floor by the proportionate double height, another level of fitness room and lockers, ending with the space of administrative offices. On the fourth floor, we adapted the space for the yoga studio and the meeting room, which in turn are connected to the terrace and the cafeteria with overlooks to the park and the basketball court. The facade materials were carefully chosen to integrate well with the surrounding building. Envelope is grabbed by a 60 by 100 mm wooden louvers, saying that were attached to our rain screen wall system with our final layer. The roof louvers were specifically designed in a 45-degree angle in order to provide only indirect sunlight.
One of the reasons we chose concrete and mass timber for our construction is because we wanted to expand our knowledge, having gotten experience in wood and steel construction from previous semesters. Another is that we wanted a low maintenance system that was durable and strong. Considering this building use and the various activities happening within it, like the fitness training, climbing walls, and so on, we knew that concrete would be ideal to provide the required sound transmission class as well as the fire resistance rating required in the building of this site.
At the same time, the mass timber beams land above the fourth floor of the building, integrating the whole structure and perfectly merging everything into one. This perspective section gives a better understanding of how the mass timber beams lands above the concrete structure. For our exterior terrace, we decided to provide an inverted roof system. We sloped the concrete slab by a 3%, following by the typical water membrane and drainage layer just before our rigid insulation, allowing us to use concrete pavers on the top labeled by the base connections. For our soffit, we provided steel studs attached to the concrete structure, following by a rigid insulation layer with a finished face of wooden look Prolima parklex meeting in both sides, allowing us to extend the wooden louvers 150 mm to meet the metal flashing in the intersection. For our parapet wall, we decided to make it out of OSB sheathing and steel studs. By doing this, we could provide batt insulation on the inside and make it lighter. The parapet wall is supported by a 300 by 600 mm mass timber glulam beam, which in turn rests on the basketball court roof beam. Everything rests on the structural concrete column. In this section, we can appreciate how our parkade extends to the limit of our property line, thus allowing us to have a greater number of parking spaces. On the other hand, we have a combination of scissor stairs in the parkade, while from the main floor it becomes single stair to the top floor. Here we can see how our plaza deck connects with our curtain wall system, raised by 100 mm by a concrete curb, meeting a concrete column in the center, with mineral wool insulation and 1 inch of concrete panel finish, plus 1 inch of air for our rain screen system, supported by Cascadia clips.
In order to establish a visual connection between the interior of our building and the park, we provided large curtain walls on the north face of our building, as well as a rooftop patio on the fourth floor. The large curtain wall provided desirable views from the fitness room into the park, as well as into the outdoor basketball court and the bleachers on the hill behind the Geoffrey Family Library. The fitness room was designed with a void to allow for visual interconnection between both fitness floors. Our 8-meter high indoor climbing wall was built of aluminum construction. The finished surface of the wall was made of plywood covered with a textured surface. A polyethylene foam crash pad was laid on the floor of this room to absorb shock and provide safety for users of the climbing wall. My experience on this project and the AT program in general has provided me with the technical and technological skill needed to thrive in the industry. For this, I'm grateful to my teammates and my instructors.
I am very pleased with all the experience provided on this program, specifically with my team and my instructors to push our capstone to the maximum. Thank you very much. This is Reg Architecture.